Aloha mai kākou, e koma mai to Curtain Call, a weekly program of reviews, previews, interviews, and features of and or with the great art and artists on Maui and beyond. I'm Paul James Brown. The last time Al Di Meola performed on Maui was in the 80s at Longy's in Lahaina with Joe Caro. In a story by John Woodhouse in the Maui News, Mr. Di Meola said, quote, "That brings back memories. Joe is such a soulful player. That night at Longy's was one of those spontaneous, magical moments. The ocean breeze, the vibe, it's something you can only experience in Hawaii. I've always felt a spiritual connection here," unquote. Actually, as we all know, the magic can only be experienced here. And the Maui magic was on prominent display last Friday from the Molinas, Jay and son Andrew, tearing it up in Yokkaichi Pavilion, to Indio and Avi having the best time possible as the opening act in the Castle Theater, and Al Di Meola performing on electric guitar for 90 minutes and on acoustic guitar for another half hour. It was a phenomenal show from start to finish. Andrew Molina has been growing as an ukulele virtuoso and composer, and of course his dad Jay is a lifetime member of the legendary Molinas. At their conclusion of their set, Andrew played his original dancing strings. Give a listen. For the Hana Ho, Andrew played solo, a challenge tune he and his young mates played in middle school. The idea was to see how fast the part could be played. This was Mr. Molina's finale. Then it was into the theater for the opening act of Indio and Avi. Indio Koala'i and Avi Ronan are a stylish acoustic guitar duo who perform with a flamenco flair. Their set was tasteful, expertly performed, well rehearsed, as was demonstrated by the frequent breaks they did throughout the show, and Indio was having the best time possible, literally beaming throughout the show. Here are some marvelous moments from their set. After a brief intermission, the featured act, the great guitarist-composer Al Di Meola, came onto the Castle Theater stage to the delight to the assembled. Accompanied by Philip Seiss on keys and the Gage Schubert Steinway, Gumbi Ortiz on percussion, Elias Tona on bass, and Tom Brecklein on drums. This tour celebrates the 50th anniversary of Al Di Meola's first solo album, Land of the Midnight Sun, as well as his most recent release, 24. Like this concert, 24 showcased Mr. Di Meola's acoustic and electric guitar virtuosity, and of course his return to forever beginnings with the late great Chick Corea. The tour kicked off at the Blue Note in Honolulu last week, and it will continue to California, Seattle, Germany, Switzerland, Spain, France, Poland, and conclude in March of 2026 in Rome. So it was, to say the least, an auspicious occasion. Mr. Meola shared the unlikely genesis of his astounding ascension to the highest ranks of guitarists in the world. He told the audience he left the Berklee School of Music in Boston to play with the Barry Miles Quartet for about 9 months when he was 17 years old. On New Year's Eve in 1972, while tripping on LSD, which a hippie friend slipped into his beverage unbeknownst to him, his performance was also recorded. When Mr. Meola saw it return to Forever in 1973 at the Jazz Workshop in Boston after returning to Berklee, he expressed his desire to play with them. His hippie friend tracked down Chick Corea and convinced him to listen to the tape he had recorded of Al's psychedelic New Year's performance. Apparently, Chick liked it, because he called Mr. Meola, who described this initial meeting, quote, "The phone rang and I picked it up and heard, 'Hi, is this Al?' I said, 'Yeah, who's this?' 'This is Chick Corea.' 'Yeah, Chick Corea, come on. This is Chick Corea.' Wow, I kind of remembered his voice from seeing them in concert. 'Yeah.' So he goes, 'Your friend Mike brought a tape to the city. We were really impressed. We'd love you to come down to New York to play with the band.' I said, 'Absolutely,' unquote. And 3 days later, at 19 years old, Al Di Meola made his Carnegie Hall debut with Return to Forever and never looked back. For me, one of the most stunning moments of the electric section came when he performed Ava's Dance in the Moonlight, inspired by his daughter's balletic response to the tune he was working on in his studio. The visuals that went with this piece were stunning. I don't know whether this young ballerina is his daughter or not. That wasn't clear, but it was a gorgeous moment in the show. Mr. Meola did a fabulous acoustic section. Here he was the soloist for a full half hour. Again, not only his playing was amazing, but the time-lapse blossoms on the screen behind him were breathtaking. After the acoustic set, the next section of the show began at around 10 p.m. with a marvelously musical drum solo by Tom Breckline. They concluded at 10:35 p.m. among the longest shows at the Castle Theater anyone can remember. It was one of those only on Maui evenings. Mr. Meola expressed the desire to return, and all I can say is, forever, he will be welcome. Incidentally, Joe Carl played a great show with Jay Molina on bass on the last Friday of August at Mulligan's. He said it's going to be a monthly thing. Get reservations for September 19th, 6 to 8 p.m. See you there. Well, that's Curtain Call for this week. Mahalo nui loa for joining me. I'm Paul James Brown. Maui strong. Ahui ho.